Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. This is kind of a video reacting to something I just watched that apparently was just released, I guess, in the last few minutes or the last hours. I don't know. Haven't seen anybody post about this on my channel or in my feed. And frankly, I'm kind of shocked by that. I have to be honest with you. I had no plans on seeing the Flash movie, mainly because of Ezra Miller. Because he's a piece of shit. He's a cult leader, he's a creep, a lot of crazy shit that happened around him. Potentially, a lot of really horrific shit. And as you know, James Gunn recently took over everything with DC. He's co-CEO with another fella, I cannot remember his name, Peter something? I don't know. I'm bad with names. But anyway, he's not the straight-up CEO, but he might as well be. And I'm a little confused. I have a lot of things I really want to say in this review, or this reaction video. I don't typically make this kind of video. And plus, I'm typically a horror channel, so I thought I would branch out a little bit here with this, because I really have a lot to say, as someone who's a fan of many things that showed up in here. As I said, didn't really, plan on seeing The Flash because of Ezra Miller. Now, the trailer came out. We all knew a lot of things before this movie was really given a release date. It kept getting reshoots and getting pushed back further and further. And DC has kind of fallen apart. They've said that they're completely going away from the Snyderverse stuff, which makes no fucking sense at all, basically, on what we saw from this trailer here. And there's a lot to say, essentially. So Barry Allen, he is supposed to go back into, I guess, the Speed Force and kind of go to another dimension, which is Batman 1989, Tim Burton, Michael Keaton Batman universe, who is narrating the beginning of the trailer. And turns out Barry tells him, like, hey, this is the world where my mom is alive. You know, in my world, she's dead. In this world, apparently she is alive. I don't know how he finds that out, but apparently he did somehow. And so he comes to Michael Keaton's Batman universe, which I guess is shared with the Christopher Reeve's Superman, I guess, because it's kind of hinted at in Batman and Robin, with, George Clooney Batman being like, this is why Superman works alone, that whole thing. I don't know. But, so he goes to that universe to see his mom again. And I guess maybe even possibly because he encounters himself at the same exact age, maybe he's going to switch places with himself, or maybe just do it for a day or something. Not really sure why he talks to himself. Of course, it's a movie. It's a 2-minute trailer we're talking about for this probably 2.5-hour long film. A lot of comic book movies are hitting that time frame. They shouldn't, but they are. Of course, this seems like DC's answer to Spider-Man No Way Home, which was fantastic. I loved that movie. And James Gunn and a lot of other people kept saying they were going to let this movie be around, that they thought it was really good, and a lot of us thought it sounded like shill shit, Like, a lot of us thought it was going to be, this movie's already completed, we're going to go ahead and make it. Batgirl was one, however, though, that was pretty close to being made. Looked fucking horrible. And then got canceled for taxation reasons. It's a smart move, I think. And they said again that they're getting away from the Snyderverse stuff. Of course, supposedly the reboot will be official when a movie called Superman Legacy comes out, surrounded by some cartoons right before that or right after. It's somewhere in there. I'm not the biggest Superman fan. I love Henry Cavill. I'm very much a fan of the Snyderverse stuff. A lot of the other stuff that Zack Snyder wasn't involved with the Snyderverse universe, not really a fan of. Wonder Woman 1984 and Wonder Woman, the first one, fucking suck. I can't stand them. Aquaman fucking sucks. I like him in the Snyderverse movies, the actual Snyder-made films. Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, the very small cameo he has there. The Justice League Snyder Cut, love him there. The first Aquaman film, no. Not really excited for part 2 either. Warner Brothers has a bad tendency to take up for people like Ezra and Amber Heard, and not so much for like Johnny Depp, which is sad, frankly. But I'm so excited for this movie, and I never thought in a million years I would be. And in the past couple of days I've been hearing some crazy shit, different rumors that seem like they were coming up, and I'll cover that in a moment. But with this particular film, what I saw here really interests me a lot. It seems like they're going to do a blend of the Michael Keaton universe with the Snyderverse stuff, and maybe even branch it off into something new. I'm not really sure. At one point, I think in the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder had cast Kara, Supergirl. And she never showed up. And then she's in this film. She's one of the reasons, I guess, Barry teams up with other Barry and goes and gets Kara released from somewhere in, like, the Arctic. It's kind of cool. I kind of like it. And I think the actress looks cool in the costume when we see her at the end of the trailer. By the way, the Flash costume here, it's very rubbery. It has, like, the orange lines going through it. That's kind of cool. I think it looks way better than the one from Justice League. Just my personal opinion. That one's kind of like armor-like. It's not horrible, but I like this one better, easily. It's very, again, like a basketball texture, very much like the first Amazing Spider-Man costume I love, too. Now, one of the big things all of us were excited for, kind of like with the Batgirl film, was the idea that Michael Keaton was coming back to play Batman. And it looks like they kind of, like, de-aged his mouth. It's like the only thing you see in the trailer of him. But you can see, like, his whole cowl. You see the costume. You see 2 different costumes, I think, or maybe 3 from him. And he looks fucking great. It's like seeing 89 Batman on screen again, which is cool. I love that. I love, and I'm so excited for it. You hear a little note of his original theme song from those 80s and 90s films in the trailer here. Just a little piano key, a little melody. You know what it is. And it's there, and it's cool. But I noticed in the beginning of the film, when they tease Batman, he's driving like a motorcycle. Like a very low, tumbler-looking motorcycle, if you will. Very much like the Dark Knight motorcycle right here. The one that Christian Bale drove. As you know, the last couple of days, there have been some rumors that Christian Bale's Batman would appear in this movie, possibly. And by the end of the trailer, we don't see like a close-up, we don't see this person in the Batman costume talk. But I'm gonna be honest, with the way the costume looks in that shot, it looks to me like it's Christian Bale's Batman in this film. Which shocked the shit out of me. We already knew that Michael Keaton was coming back, we knew that Ben Affleck was coming back, of course, my personal favorite Batman, Mr. Ben Affleck, shows up in the trailer. We also have a shot later on that very clearly to me, with the shorter ears on the cowl, looks like it's a new, like, costume for Ben Affleck Batman, so he must be doing something cool here too. It must not just be a basic cameo. It seems to me like we're gonna have all of these throwbacks from these old Batman films, which is kind of cool. I'm excited. Again, like a No Way Home twist, if you will. With having, spoiler alert, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield showing up in that film, my 2 favorite Spider-Men. Not a big fan of Tom Holland. That movie kind of made me a fan of Tom Holland a little bit more. But I'm fairly confident that we saw Christian Bale Batman in this trailer. It looks very much like it, because the costume looks like it, the ears are the more extended ears. But the specific design for this Batman, and the one shot where we actually see him driving towards us, driving towards the camera, it looks like Christian Bale Batman, which was fucking cool. I'm really excited for that. But this tumbler motorcycle thing looks very different too. It has like these blue jets on the back. I don't think Pattinson's going to show up in this. No one seems to be mentioning that at all, which is good. But seeing the idea that Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, and Christian Bale could be in this film, and even if he's not, even if it's just Ben and Michael Keaton, I'm super cool with that. I can't wait for that. I know this is a horror review channel, like I said, but I saw this trailer and had to talk about it because I can't believe how good this movie looks. It might turn into shit. It really might. But so far, the things I'm seeing, all the love for the Snyderverse, why the fuck would you walk away from the Snyderverse with what this trailer has to show? Unless the movie's truly bad, I don't know. I don't know, because Zod is in this. Michael Shannon is back as Zod here. His team is back, as a matter of fact, from Man of Steel. They're in this, which I'm a big fan of Man of Steel. I think it's the best Superman movie ever made, in my personal opinion. I don't think Henry Cavill's going to have an appearance in here. If he did, I'd be super stoked for that too. And making that his real, like, return, or not return, but like his, you know, final thing for us fans of the Snyderverse stuff, that'd be cool. But it looks to me like that's not going to be the case. We're going to have Kara, probably. But Kara seems cool so far. That's really all there is to talk about are the appearances, because the plot seems like it's kind of simple. But Michael Keaton, of course, teams up with Barry Allen, and Barry Allen, I'm excited for it. It looks pretty sick. I hope Grant Gustin gets some kind of appearance in here. Of course, the Flash TV show is ending. I hope he had some kind of appearance in here, because Ezra Miller showed up in the Flash TV show at one point a few years back when the Snyderverse was so big, mainly with Batman vs. Superman coming out. I think it was either the year of or the year after BVS that he showed up. I don't know. But, again, I wasn't excited about Ezra Miller. I thought that was a stupid choice to go ahead and release the film, especially after canceling Batgirl, which, good, that one looked really fucking bad. We didn't even get a trailer or anything, but that one looks pretty rough. As much as I love Brendan Fraser and Michael Keaton, that one looked bad. But this one looks really fucking cool. It looks sick, dude. But all the Snyderverse stuff that's in this is kind of surprising to me. And of course, the Peacemaker show takes place in the time of the Snyderverse universe as well. If that's the case, then Peacemaker is still going on. Is James Gunn still going to keep making more of that, from what I understand from what his announcements seem to say? So why abandon the Snyderverse? Especially if this movie does really well, because it looks fantastic. This looks like the kind of thing that could break normies away from the Marvel fatigue that I think a lot of people like myself are experiencing nowadays since the post-Endgame world has happened for like the last 3 years. Superhero comic type stuff have been really bad recently. But this looks like the thing that could kind of bring people to it, kind of like Spider-Man No Way Home, as great as that was. So many people flocked to see it. It set so many records, dude. And deservedly so, I think. It was a really good movie. But this one here, dude, it looks really, really good. It's like a DC answer to No Way Home in the best possible way. And I'm kind of wondering, again, with all those rumors about the Christian Bale Batman, even if he's not really in this or he gets randomly killed early on to set up our plot, the idea that that might even be him in this trailer, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that, if I'm being honest with you. And that's coming from somebody, again, who didn't give a shit about this film, kind of wanted to boycott it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. This film could save the Snyderverse stuff. Not that it needs to. It's kind of already announced like it's dead. You know, but again, with Peacemaker being around, with this coming out, is it really? Is it really? I think that this film's coming out this year. I think they've announced that, like later on, like summertime or something. But let me even say this. It looks like a Snyderverse movie. It looks like a BVS. It looks like a Snyder cut of Justice League. It looks like a Man of Steel at moments with the Arctic stuff with Kara. It very much looks like a Snyderverse movie. The idea sounds very Snyderverse. But seeing Michael Keaton's Batman jump off a ledge, come down, and then beat up people in a weird CGI way, it's so wacky looking, if I'm being honest with you. But again, getting to see Ben Affleck back as Batman, I can't wait for that. That's really exciting. I kind of had my jaw drop because I forgot he was going to be in it until I saw him in the trailer. I kind of wonder if he would just go ahead and get himself removed from all of it. I know he's supposed to be involved in some future projects, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. And if any other people appear in this, like Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Ray Fisher, any of these guys, if they appear in it, I'll be excited for it. I think that'd be a really good way to kind of send off the Snyderverse. If this is really truly the final thing we're going to get from that, aside from Aquaman 2, if that's truly going to be the end of all of it, it would be nice to have all of them show up one more time. I think so. Even just to like do a post-credit scene to welcome Barry back, that's kind of nice. Speaking of nice, it was also nice to see Michael Keaton do this line where Barry Allen is like, "You're," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm Batman." You know, that's pretty cool. I like that. That was a nice touch. A little bit humorous. It feels like a James Gunn rewrite, if you will. But with all that being said, this seems like probably a shilly reaction of some sort. There we go. It seems a little bit like that. But I will say, they've convinced me I want to see it now. I had no hope for this. I was like a lot of people out there who were like, between Ezra, the production problems, how long it took to get this movie even written and agreed upon by everybody involved, it seemed like a shithole. It seemed like it was going to be a mess. And it might still be. Let me be honest with you, I'm not going to be just excited because of all the appearances of these people I love, and the new people that look cool, like Kara. I don't think that Ezra can carry a movie, in my opinion. but it looks cool. It looks kind of cool, I gotta be honest with you. I'm excited for this. I think it's gonna be a fun time from what it looks like. It looks like it could have a little too much CGI, but why am I complaining about that? It's a superhero comic book movie. What do you think? But it looks neat, and I'm excited. I really hope this is good. I'm not really excited about too much this year. I just did my top 20, or top 5 2023 most anticipated horror film reviews, or video, last night, as a matter of fact. I uploaded it today. And there's mostly just horror films I'm looking forward to this year, like The Strangers remake, or reboot, whatever that's supposed to be. Or Saw 10. Or Insidious 5 that's supposedly happening this year from Patrick Wilson. There's a lot of things I'm excited for, but this is the last thing I was actually thinking I was going to be pumped to see. This looks freaking cool. Anyway, with all that rambling, with all the discussion, I just really wanted to get this out of there because of the idea that the Snyderverse is still looming around. No matter what anybody says, whether you love it or hate it, it's still there. And it will still be there with things like Peacemaker, with this movie, Aquaman 2, with all those things apparently floating around, maybe even Blue Beetle, from what I understand, being a part of the Snyderverse stuff. Maybe they changed that into a legacy thing or whatever, I don't know. But I'm excited for this. I'm oddly interested, and I can't wait to hear what more people have to say about this trailer as I look around after I upload this video tonight. Because I really can't wait to see what people have to say. It's just one of those things that's going to immediately spark interest. It's like when Civil War was getting a trailer and they had Spider-Man in it. Remember that? 2016, how excited people were about that? I was excited about that. I'll say what you will about the post-Civil War Spider-Man stuff with his own individual movies, but the excitement was there. The conversation and discussion about Spider-Man being in Civil War, the anticipation, the hype, all of it was so exciting. And I feel like this is going to be the same way, which is cool. I'm excited for that too. Anyway, when it comes to this movie, The Flash, I hope it's good. I really hope you guys are excited for it too. I hope that more Snyder fans are excited for it, for all the things we're going to get here. The Tim Burton world. There's a rumor that Christopher Reeves appears in this. I don't know if that's true or not, but I had seen that a lot in like different news articles, but who cares? Is that really reliable? Really from the media nowadays? Do you really believe that? Anyway, what do you think about it? Are you actually excited? Did you see the trailer? I would love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comment section down below. Whether you be a DC fan, Marvel fan, any kind of fan of comic book stuff like myself, I would love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comment section down below. I'm genuinely kind of surprised and shocked about what happened tonight. It's been a weird day, man. Anyway, what do you think? Put your thoughts and comments down below. Thank you all for watching. God bless you all, and goodbye.